Hey there, guys. How you doing? Well, I figured that I'd do something a little bit different, like I say in a lot of my videos, but you guys will get used to it after a while. But I figured that I'd do a top 10 underrated movies list. So these will be movies that were released but didn't get a lot of attention after they were released, but were still very, very good movies. So yeah, like I said before, these were movies that were very overlooked and did not get a lot of attention, but were still very good movies. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? With number 10, which will be Winter's Bone, a very overlooked movie that was very good. It won Best Picture of 2010, but very good movie overall. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence and John Hawkes, great performances overall. I might do a review of this movie sometime soon, so stay tuned for that. But overall, just phenomenal film, and in every way a great movie, and the visuals, I mean, on Blu-ray are just phenomenal. So, yeah, Winter's Bone is at number 10. And at number 9, we have a really overlooked science fiction film, and that is Lost in Space. Lost in Space has a really good cast, and, you know, I really like Lost in Space a lot. Didn't really give... this movie came out in 1998, and for a 1998 film, it really didn't age too bad for a 1998 film. But I thought it was very good, and it just didn't get a lot of attention. I really do think, it deserves more viewers and more movie audits. How should I say, like, audiences to watch this movie. So I really enjoyed it, and I think it's very overlooked, and I think you should watch it if you haven't seen it. So yeah, Lost in Space is at number 9. And at number 8, we have a really underrated kind of a horror film. It's really like a sing-along kind of... really this movie is like a musical, and it's called Repo de Genetic Opera. This is a really underrated kind of a musical horror film, if you want to think of it that way. It's got a lot of really good... It's got a really good cast in here. I mean, it's got... you got Bill Moseley in here. You got Paris Hilton, and the girl from Spy Kids is in this movie. I think her name was what was her name? See, that's her right there. She was from Spy Kids. She was Carmen Cortez in Spy Kids. I think that was her character's name in Spy Kids. It was Carmen Cortez. Like that was her character's name in the Spy Kids films, and I believe her real name. That's her real name right there, actually. Alexia Vega, I think. Yeah, so really good movie. Definitely, it definitely deserves a lot more attention, and didn't do well at the box office, but that's unfortunate. But very good movie, nevertheless. And it's by the producers of Saw. So yeah, really good film, and really should get it really should get a lot more attention than it did. So yeah, really like Repo the Genetic Opera, and it is at my number 8. And at number 7, we have Frozen, a very overlooked horror film once again, and this is by Adam Green, the same director of Hatchet 1 and 2, and various other films, like Chillerama and many various other movies. I think Adam Green is a really underrated director, I really do like this film. It's very, very original in some ways. I mean, I really like. I mean, Emma Bell does a great job in this movie. I love the cinematography. I mean, has great visuals. Absolutely astounding movie. So I really enjoyed it, and it deserves a lot more attention than it did. So it was very intense. And I mean, it's overall. I've never seen anything. I've never seen anything like it before. So it's a very, very good film. I like it a lot. So definitely worth watching. And yeah, so Frozen is at number 7. And a very overlooked horror movie sequel is Crumb Skull Laid to Rest 2. A very, very violent sequel. I enjoyed it. It is an incredibly graphic movie. It's very disturbing. It's not so much like necessarily scary, but it does have some creepy elements in here. But yeah, I really enjoy this film a lot. It's very good for the most part. You know, I mean, like it's just one of those films where, you know, I mean, like it's worth it. Watching it for the gore, and that's kind of what these movies are mainly for. It's. I mean, like you watch these movies for the, for the intensity and for the, disturbing images and gore and just graphic images and everything like that. So yeah, really, really, really good. Sequel. I enjoyed the first Laid to Rest, but unfortunately that one is only on DVD, so I can't really buy that on Blu-ray. But I have the second one here on Blu-ray, so that's fine with me. But yeah, I enjoy this one, and this is at number. I think it's at number 6, I believe. Yeah, number 6. So yeah, worth your time, and yeah, definitely a very good sequel and very overlooked. And now we get to, I believe it's top 5. Yeah, top 5. So at number 5 we have Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This is an amazing film, and this movie really bombed like crap in the box office. It did not do well in theaters, and I don't know why. This is a excellent movie based on the manga. I love it. It is very, very good. I mean, it's absolutely flawless. I loved everything about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I mean, you have a great cast in here. You have Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim, and you have Mary. I think her name is Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Ramona Flowers. I mean, you know, just an amazing movie. I mean, you even have Chris Evans in this movie, which is amazing. I mean, I think by far, I think Chris Evans was by far the best part of this movie. I can't remember his character's name in this, but yeah, I mean, Chris Evans was. I mean, he was great in this movie. I can't remember. I can't remember. I mean, his character, but you know, I mean, the manga is really good, and the movie's even better in live action form. So yeah, I like this movie a lot. I think it's very. It wasn't really that well received, but now I have noticed that a lot more people are watching this film now. A lot more people know about it, so that's really good for me. You know, I'm really happy that this film is getting a little bit more recognized now. I mean, like, because when it first came out, it really bombed in theaters. It really did not do well when this movie first came out in theaters. So I'm glad it's doing well now, and a lot of people are watching this, and a lot of people have it, I mean, like, in their collection. So I adore this film. I think it's absolutely astounding. So I enjoyed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World a lot, and it's a very good storytelling, and, you know, it's by far one of the best movies of all time. So yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World is at number, I believe, 5. Yeah, at number 5. So, and at number 4 we have Point Break. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can go on and on about this movie. This movie is it's so awesome. I mean, Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, they just great chemistry. You know, Johnny Utah and Bodie, I think that's his name. Yeah, I mean, this is just an amazing movie. I mean, it's a great action movie or heist movie, however you call it. I mean, yeah, I mean, this movie's so good. I mean, it's such a good movie, and I can't really say anything more. But you know, I mean, Johnny Utah and Bodie. Oh my gosh, this is just a phenomenal film. Just absolutely great. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Point Break, number 4. Go see it. It hasn't been well received, but you know, it's worth your time in every way. It's in every way a great film, in all cost. But yeah. But Point Break is at number 4. And number 3, one of the most overlooked Disney Pixar films ever created. It was the second Pixar movie to date, and that was Bug's Life. Oh my gosh, this movie was freaking fantastic. I mean, just as much as I love Point Break, I really liked Bug's Life. I think this movie doesn't get enough love. It really does not. Everyone chooses Toy Story over this movie. I mean, this movie deserves a lot more love than it gets. I mean, you know, you got Flick and various other characters in here. Great voice acting. Absolutely. I mean, the animation is beautiful. I love the animation in this. And the Blu-ray transfer on this is absolutely stunning. I really love Bug's Life. I think it's one of the best Pixar films ever made. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It is very overlooked and underappreciated, so definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it already. So, yeah, I love Bug's Life. I think it's amazing. So, yeah, there you go. Bug's Life is at number 3. And one of the most overlooked comic book films ever made, Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Katie Holmes. I mean, I can go on and on. Liam Neeson. I mean, what more could you want? Great origin story. I loved when Bruce Wayne / Batman went to Asia and I mean, like, was trained by Ra's al Ghul. I mean, had a great villain. Scarecrow, very underrated villain. But yeah, very good movie, and it doesn't get enough love as it does. So everyone else pretty much they prefer The Dark Knight, but I prefer Batman Begins over The Dark Knight. That's just my opinion. But you know, this is an amazing movie and very underrated and very overlooked by many people. But you need to see Batman Begins if you haven't. I mean, Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale at his best. I mean, he's probably one of the best Batmans ever. I mean, he nailed that character as Bruce Wayne / Batman. And finally, we're getting to my number 1 most not overrated, underrated movie of all time. Now, this list could change over the years, but for now, at the moment, this is my number 1 most overlooked movie of all time. And that is none other than Mel Gibson, The Patriot. Freaking fantastic. I absolutely love The Patriot. Mel Gibson at his finest. This is hands down one of the best Mel Gibson performances I have ever seen in my entire life. But yeah, I mean, yes, I have nothing else to say about this film. Just go watch it if you haven't. Very overlooked, very underrated, and definitely worth your time. Yes, that's all I got to say about it. Just go watch it. So yeah, that is my list for top 10 most underrated movies. So there you guys have it, and I have a few honorable mentions, which I will get to very, very fast. So I'm going to mention them right now. Now these are only on DVD, so I only have these on DVD. I don't have them on Blu-ray. So we're going to get to them. First one, Mel Gibson, Apocalypto. Really good film. I really enjoy it, so that's what I'm going to say. And next one I have is Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Really good, that's all I'm going to say. And a really overlooked horror, a really overlooked horror film, Unrest. Really good, that's all I'm going to say. A very overlooked Martin Scorsese film, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Shutter Island. Shutter Island, one of the best performances by Leonardo DiCaprio, and one of the best Scorsese films, hands down. Besides Taxi Driver and The Wolf of Wall Street. And one of the most overlooked DreamWorks films ever created, Spirit and Ants. Especially Ants was like, oh my gosh, amazing. These are both phenomenal animated DreamWorks films, hands down. Very, very good. What did I just do? So anyway, thank you guys for watching very much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the feedback and support I got. So thank you very much for your time, and take care, everyone.